Now, second choice that you have is collection of data from secondary sources. Now, what is a secondary source? Secondary source is when you get information through something. The source is not with you. For example, if you want to know how many people in your society have been have the kids who are going to school, so you will go to each house and ask some questions. And so, what is your age? What is your wife's age? How many kids you have? Like that. Somebody will say that my kids are grown up, they are doing jobs. So, like this, you will collect the data. That will be called as primary data. When you go and collect the data, that will be done by you personally by having a face to face interview or getting a questionnaire filled. That is called as primary data. Now, secondary data is a data when you are dependent on some other sources, books, journals, newspapers, magazines, satellite images. All these are secondary data. Okay. For example, if you're sitting at your place, you open your GPS and you want to know how many houses are there in your locality. You open Google Earth, you see your house, you see all other houses. So that is called as secondary data. In secondary data, you have not collected information, somebody else has collected information, and you are using that information to make come to a conclusion. Understood? That is called as secondary data. Nowadays, in secondary data, we are not much dependent on somebody's information given in a data chart or in a graph or something. We simply open our GPS, we open modern techniques like newspaper, Google Earth, and get information. So, this kind of information is really important in tracking a kind of a disaster or a problem. This pandemic was literally seen by the government through lots and lots of aerial photos. When lockdown was happening, most of the police departments were watching through different kind of aerial photos whether people are moving out or not. So they were keeping an eye. So this is how secondary data is so important. So GPS, which we all are using, that is called as global positioning system, we use it for finding out a place or a route when we are lost or we don't know the route. Remote sensing. Remote is sitting at far place, sensing is finding out. So with the help of satellite, when we find out a place, that is called as remote sensing. Aerial photos, pictures taken by the plane. Satellite images, pictures taken by satellites. So now you have to use these sources and make a PowerPoint presentation using uh, where we can find out any kind of epidemic and what it has been done. I'm giving you an example of Kerala floods. So, how Kerala floods were detected and the problem was solved by using satellite images. So, Kerala floods, geospatial technology is playing a crucial role in rescue and relief operation. Now, with the help of image, we can see how many houses are drowned here and we can see how where to provide rescue and help to the people. So a satellite image is so powerful. So see, there was a huge Kerala flood at one point of time. 300 people were dead and 1,000 were homeless. During this crucial time, GPS and GIS played a very important role. In any kind of calamity and disaster, GPS plays a very important role. So this is a kind of introduction. I have added a video also which I'll show you at the end. Now when we say remote sensing and satellite images, a set of sensing satellite and radar satellite have been clicking high resolution pictures of every area of India, and then they give us that information. If we have to track a cyclone, we can easily track it. ISRO ISRO's resource satellite 2, which has been beneficial in clicking pictures of vegetation, water body, and other terrains, gives us 3D images of the area. For example, you see a large scale picture like this. So we can easily see now water has entered this area, so the coastline is now in danger. People staying in this area might not be knowing that how far is water body, but